Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So guys, today we're gonna be making brown stew chicken with food, yam, dumpling, sweet potato, and dashine. All right, so guys, in my container I have my flour, cornmeal, and salt, and we're gonna be making some dumplings. And I like to add cornmeal to my flour, just because I don't like the straight flour. I just want a little bit of cornmeal to kind of balance the flour out, not too much. So yes, that's how I like my dumplings. And guys, as you can see, my chicken was already seasoned ahead of time the day before and marinating nicely in my refrigerator. All right, so we're gonna set this aside and we're gonna start on our dumpling. And yes guys, there's ice rain outside, so it's freezing cold. It's actually a soup day today, but I'm honestly not feeling the soup today, so I opt for the brown stew chicken because I actually had it seasoned ahead of time. So I'm just gonna go with my original plan. Alright guys, alright, so let's start kneading up this dumpling, and bear with me while I knead this dumpling up because I'm not a good flour kneader, dumpling maker, but nevertheless, let's get this pot, or should I say get this boat rolling. Okay, so I'm just gonna give my flour mixture, just mix it so I could incorporate the flour and the cornmeal and the salt, and I'm gonna add a small amount of water at a time because I don't want to put too much water and then I have to add more flour, and then put too much water and then add more flour. And honestly, that happened to me one time where I was making dumpling, and every time I add the water I add too much, and then I ended up putting more flour, and then I put too much flour, and then I add more water, and then I ended up adding too much water, and then I add more flour, and I ended up with more dumpling that I actually wanted. And that was so funny because, like I said, I'm not good when it comes to making dumpling, but nothing beat a trying person, right? So ciencia, try failure. Okay, something like that. All right, let's continue to make this dumpling. I'm gonna add a little bit more water in the corner right there, and seems like I got it right this time. Okay, so as you guys can see, my dumpling is ready, and the texture is nice and soft. It's not sticking to my hand, it's just right. So I'm just gonna knead it a little bit more, and then put this in the pot for it to start cooking. So my pot is already on the stove with my water and salt, and we're gonna mix this, make these dumplings. So I turned my stove down to keep the steam down for my camera so you guys could see. So I turned my stove down on medium, between medium and high. So guys, here I am making my dumplings, and what I did was I just pinch off a piece, and then I'm just spinning it in my hand, tucking the sides in and just rolling it nice and smooth. And then I'm gonna use the inner part of my wrist, the under part of my palm, or should I say the wrist end part of my palm, to make like a little dent in the center. So here I am rolling it, tucking in the side, and I'm using that little edge part of my palm to push the center in, so my flour is nice and even all the way around. So guys, I'm gonna continue to make my dumplings and put them in my pot. And then I'm gonna turn the stove up back a little cover the pot and let the dumpling start boiling, and then I'm gonna get started with peeling my yam. Yes guys, as you can see, another dumpling in. And I just want to say thank you guys for continuing to watching my channel. Thank you. I gained a couple of new subscribers. Thank you very much for subscribing to my channel, and thanks for the continued support. Please don't forget to hit that notification bell so whenever I upload a new video you will be notified. And guys, as you can see, all my dumplings are in. I'm just gonna give it a little stir and making sure that my dumplings are not sticking to the bottom of my pot. So stirring them, and then I'm gonna cover it and get started with peeling my yam. Okay, all right guys, so let's get started with peeling the yam. So by the time I'm done peeling the yam, the pot will start boiling again, and then I could put my yam in. So for today guys, we're using white yam, and these yam is actually yam that I got from Jamaica. In the previous video you saw me go into the farm with my in-law to go dig yam, so I made sure to get some fresh authentic Jamaican yam to bring back with me. And this one is white yam, and I'm just peeling it, cutting it in small pieces, not too small, not too big, just right. And this one is called thyme, and this is also from Jamaica, Clarendon to be specific. And so I'm peeling that as well. This is also another type of white yam, but it's a different texture from the first piece. This one is more like sweet yam, but it's a little bit more dense. It's not as soft as the sweet yam, but tastes really good. Okay, so we're peeling that, and then I'm gonna also cut this in small pieces, not too small because I don't want them to mash out in my pot and turn into soup, turn into yam soup. And of course yellow yam, and peeling this one as well. And we're gonna cut this one in small pieces. And guys, I'm using gloves. I don't know how many of you have issues with peeling yam without using gloves and then end up itching and scratching for however long, but I could never peel yam and not use gloves. Learned the hard way, and I would never do it again. So I'm using my handy dandy gloves to peel my yam, not playing. So I'm cutting my yellow yam into small pieces, and this is a nice dry piece of yellow yam, nice and yellow. And okay, yes, so guys, I am going to wash these, and then we're going to put them in the pot. So the dumplings are already in and boiling nicely, so I'm just gonna wash these, and then we're gonna put them inside that pot. And again guys, we are making brown stew chicken with food, yam, dumpling, sweet potato, and dashine. And the sweet potatoes I actually didn't get any this time in Jamaica, which I was saddened about, because I like the ones that have that orange, or is it not orange, it's yellow color. But these ones I actually got from here in the US, so that have to do for now until I can get the one that I really want. So guys, we're putting everything in the pot right now. Everything is boiling. Yes guys, so I'm putting in the food, and then I'm gonna put my stove back on medium, between medium and high, because I don't want it come over on my stove. So it seems like I have too much water, so I'm gonna have to remove some of the water. I usually use a bigger pot, but the issue I have when I use a bigger pot is that I ended up cooking too much, and then it ended up getting thrown out, and I'm trying my best not to do that. So I'm removing some of the water, and then I'm just gonna cover it like I said, and I'm gonna put it on medium to between medium and high, and let it cook, and then start on my brown stew chicken. And guys, I'm gonna now put the sweet potato in. I usually wait a little longer once it starts boiling again, but I'm not gonna cut them small. I'm just gonna cut them in half, because I don't want them to overcook before the rest of the food is cooked. But I'm just gonna put them in and just let them and just let it cook. And as you can see, it's the regular white sweet potatoes. So they go in. Yes guys, the sweet potato, and that's the last one. We'll just put that one in, and then we're going to turn our stove down, give it a little stir, make sure everything is covered. We're going to put our cover on, and then just let that cook while we start on our brown stew chicken. Okay guys, so I have my Dutch pot ready with my oil. I'm just going to put a piece of garlic in to make sure that my oil, to test the temperature of my oil. I don't want it too hot, because I don't want my chicken to start browning too fast. I want it to slow brown, and so it can cook nice and even. And guys, I am a lover of Dutch pot. Love my Dutch pot, especially when it comes to frying meat. It gives you that nice golden brown color all the way around, even color, even browning. And so you'll see me use a lot of Dutch pots. And I remove the seasoning from my meat, and I'm just gonna add them a piece at a time, and then we're gonna let them brown, and then make our stew. And guys, again, already you can smell the aroma coming from the chicken, because I have it marinating in the fridge overnight, and you can smell all the seasoning coming from my pot. So guys, we're making brown stew chicken with food, and it's a cold day outside, so I'm not making any soup. I'm just going for some brown stew chicken and some food today. And guys, once I have enough chicken inside my pot, I'm gonna just wait for them to brown and then flip them over to the other side and let them brown as well. And guys, you see my fork. I have the fork, I have the spoon. So all in the family, the Dutch pot family. Same material that makes my fork. Okay. Alright, so all my seasoning removed from my chicken. I'm just gonna put a Scotch bonnet pepper in the center right there. And what I usually do is like poke holes in it, so it's the flavor from the pepper and the spice is going into my chicken while my chicken is frying, because I like my chicken spicy but not too spicy to, you know, overpower the taste and for you to enjoy it. So we're gonna just let that brown, and then we're gonna flip it over. And guys, as you can see, my food is boiling nicely. My dumplings, my yam, my sweet potato is coming along very nicely. And now I think the chicken is ready. And you see guys how it's nice and brown on one side, nice and golden brown. This is why I love my Dutch pots. Other pots that I use does not give me this even brown color. Nothing beats a Dutch pot. And we're gonna flip everything over and let it brown on the other side, and then we're gonna continue browning our chicken, and then we're gonna stew it down to make that nice gravy that we need to eat our food. And I removed that pepper that I had originally from the pot, because I smell it was getting spicy, so I kind of removed it for a little, just to make sure that it's not too much spice on my chicken. And the first batch is already fried. I removed them from the oil, and we're gonna add our second batch so those can fry. So I put them in a nice clean container, and we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna add some more, and we're just gonna do the same thing, let it brown on both sides, or brown evenly all the way around, and then we're gonna remove them, and then we're gonna make our gravy. Again guys, thank you so much for watching. Thank you for liking my video. Thank you for your subscription. Don't forget to hit that notification bell, so whenever I upload a new video, you will be notified. And this brown stewed chicken is coming along very nicely. I turned my pot down, my stove down under my food, so my yam does not get too soft. And I zoom in guys so you can see the nice chicken frying nicely. I wish you could smell the aroma that's coming off that chicken, but unfortunately I don't have smellophone. And here is my gravy. And how I make my gravy, what I usually do, so I remove about 90% of the oil because I don't want it too greasy. And then what I did was I put all my seasoning in, and I'm sauteing my seasoning, getting that flavor into the oil, so when I put my chicken in, my chicken also soak up that flavor from all my seasoning. So I'm gonna let it saute for a few minutes, and then I'm gonna add the chicken, toss the chicken around, and then slowly add my water. And I'm gonna add a few tomatoes in as well. And my tomatoes, I actually picked those from my garden in the summer. And what I do, I bag them and put them in my freezer for winter time. And I'm just getting like all that nice goodness from the bottom of the pot. That's gonna help with my gravy. So now I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna add my chicken pieces. And then I'm gonna stir my chicken, toss them into the marinated seasoning so my chicken could soak some of that nice seasoning flavor before I add the water. And I'm adding, of course, a little bit of Grace tomato ketchup just to give it an extra flavor. And I love me my Grace Jamaican ketchup. Now I'm gonna add a little bit of water, give it a stir. So I could get all that nice flavor from my seasoning soaked into my chicken. Now I'm going to push my chicken to the side and add the water to the side of the pot. I'm not pouring it directly over the chicken. I'm just going to add it to the side, and then I'm going to give it a good mix, making sure that all my chicken is submerged and they're going to stew down nicely and even. Okay, and guys, I'm gonna put another Scotch bonnet pepper for flavor this time because it's already spicy, so I'm just adding that Scotch bonnet pepper for flavor. And the same thing with my Scotch bonnet pepper, I saved them over the winter time in my refrigerator, in my freezer. After I picked them from my garden in the summertime, I put them in my freezer so I could have pepper throughout the winter from my food. And guys, we're gonna cover this and we're gonna let it cook, and we're gonna come back and show you once this is done and we're putting our food on the plate, and you guys to see once this is done. All right, and guys, this is carrots that I'm boiling to make carrot juice. My grandmother used to make it this way, where she boiled the carrot and she blend everything so you get everything, nothing is wasted. An upcoming video, you'll see how I make that carrot juice. All right, let's check on our chicken, and it looks like it's coming along very nicely. The gravy is reduced to the consistency that I want, and I'm gonna just remove that pepper that was there, one that I actually missed. I didn't realize there was another one that was open and was in there. So add a little bit more water because we're gonna add some carrots. So I add a little bit more water. I don't want the carrots to cook too soft. I still want them to have a little crunch to them. So I'm not adding a lot of water. I'm just gonna add the carrots and cover it for probably about 2 to 3 minutes or so. And then we're gonna turn it off. And I cut my carrots in sticks. No particular reason. I just feel like cutting them in sticks instead of the round cut that we normally use. I just wanted to do something a little different. And so we're gonna cover this for, like I said, 2 to 3 minutes, and then I'm gonna turn my stove off, and then we're gonna put our food on our plate, and we're gonna enjoy this brown stew chicken on this cold winter day. And there goes my white yam, my yellow yam, dumpling, and of course I'm gonna add the dashine. And the dashine, I'd put it in a separate pot because I didn't remember to put it in the original pot, and I didn't want it to not get cooked properly, so I cook it separately on the side. So that's my dashine that I'm adding to the plate. And I really don't like dashine. It has an acquired taste, so it's not a favorite of mine. However, my husband likes it, so I'm putting it on his plate. And here's our brown stew chicken, guys. The gravy looks really, really nice. The chicken is cooked nicely, nice and tender, and the carrots are not soft. They still have a little crunch to them, which is how I like it. And again, the gravy is not greasy. It's the perfect consistency. And because I removed most of the oil, which is what I wanted to gain nice gravy, not oily. And I'm just trying to get a little bit more carrots to put on the plate, and then I'm gonna get me some gravy. And as you guys can see, that nice gravy coated my spoon, so it's not too thick and it's not too watery. It's just right. Okay, so we're ready to eat this meal, and guys, voila. As you can see, the gravy is nice. Everything is nicely done.